So now this is one of the things that I saw that I was a little surprised by when I was looking through questions to try to figure out what other kinds of things they would say. So this is the same picture I had above. It's the same situation. It says if the hospital at point D had to close, let me get this so it'll actually move. If the hospital at point D had to close due to budget cuts, drawing a line that would split that area of the map up between the two closest hospitals, and then which hospital should X go to now? So if you got to think about this, if D is suddenly not there anymore, that means that this line right here no longer exists, and this line right here no longer exists. Okay, but A and E are still here, which means this line that is the perpendicular bisector for those would just keep going. And it would go out like this. And I'm just going to draw it as straight as I can out to the edge, which means that now all of this area up here would go with E, and all of this area over here would go with A. So it says which hospital would a house at X use now? So the house at X is now closest to point A. All right. So with that hospital gone, it's now closest to the hospital at point A because point D's hospital closed. And this is another situation where if you have, I've seen this used when they're trying to close, if the school district has like 4 or 5 elementary schools, and they're trying to decide which one to close. They'll do this sometimes to see what would impact the least amount of people having to drive farther. Okay. And in this situation, maybe they close that because there's not a lot of people living in this area out here that I've got kind of striped in with blue. So those people are affected like way out in this corner. You're really far away from Hospital A. Maybe that's a lake. Maybe that's a lake and no one lives in the lake. So these things like this do factor into decisions that they make in terms of closing and even opening things. If they're going to open a new hospital here, they'd want to put it in an area where there's a significant number of people that have to drive very far to get to a hospital currently.